Well, first of all, today is the 29th of September 2009, and with us this afternoon, or still this morning, is Warren Vodak. Warren is a longtime member here, past president, been very active in this club and other clubs that he has joined down in Florida. And we welcome you to this little get-together for listening to you and the experiences of your life at Lakewood Country Club and the things that have occurred here and people that you've met and events that have taken place as a member as well as a past president. So welcome, Warren, and we are ready to go and start telling us about yourself. So.
Okay, Vic and Dave, it was a beautiful autumn day, September 29th, 2009. Anyway, my name's Warren Vodak, as Vic just said. I was born in Chicago, Illinois on February the 5th, 1929. So that, you can figure out that makes me 80 years old.
Congratulations.
Yes, yeah, we're looking forward to those years.
And on my 80th birthday in Florida, at our home down there, my wonderful wife, Kathy, had a birthday party for me that was a party to end all parties. We had about 175 people, and we just had a great time. Some of my family came down, and it was just wonderful. So I made 80 and going for 81, hopefully.
Great.
Anyway, I came to Cleveland from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, where I worked for the Walter Kidda Company. I was their national sales manager. And I moved here to Cleveland in 1965 and bought a small company that was in the fire and security business. And when I say small, it was really small because I had come from a company where I had an engineering department and an advertising department and everything that you need, and a lot of branch offices all over the country. And all of a sudden I come to Cleveland, Ohio, and bought this company that had about 15 employees and not very much in sales. And we had a wonderful time building the company. And we built the company up to the time when I retired. We had about 400 employees, and we were doing about $300 or $400 million in sales from a company that originally did $250,000 a year. So that came a long way. Had branches all over the United States. We did business worldwide, in the Mideast, the Far East, the Middle East, Europe, Canada, with some of the largest companies, and we had computerized fire security and control systems. Places like Cleveland Hopkins Airport, and we did things in Saudi Arabia, all over the world. So it was quite an experience, and I had an opportunity to travel a lot. And that's why at this point I don't even like to go to airports anymore, because it was enough. Anyway, I have 3 children, and I have 5 grandchildren. I have 4 stepchildren and 8 step-grandchildren. My first wife, Mary Lou, died in 1983, and she was my childhood sweetheart, and I thought life was over at that point. But I met a wonderful lady by the name of Sue, and we were married in 1985, and we had a wonderful marriage. We lasted about 18 years, and unfortunately she passed away in 2003 after a long bout with cancer. But then I was very fortunate to find another lady that is my wife now, Kathy, and it's just been wonderful. We're going to be married 5 years this November, and it's been 5 wonderful years. And she came into my life when my life was pretty dark, and she brought a lot of light into it. So it was really, really great. But I have some wonderful memories of Lakewood Country Club. And it's interesting how I got to be a member at Lakewood Country Club. I lived in an area in Fairview Park called West Valley. And most of the people that lived in that area were members of Westwood Country Club. So obviously when they found out I wanted to join a club, they all got me an application, and I filled it out and wrote out a check and submitted it to Westwood Country Club. So I was accepted, and I said to them, when can I play golf? And they said, oh, you can play golf in maybe 3 to 4 years. They had a waiting list of almost 100 at that time. So I thought, I joined a club to play golf. They said, well, you can always eat in the dining room. So I didn't like that at all. So the man that I bought the business from here in Cleveland was a man by the name of Stanley R. Smith. He was called Dick Smith. His middle name was Richard. And he was a member at Lakewood Country Club. And he said, I told him the story, and he said, well, you've got to join Lakewood Country Club. Well, the nice part of joining Lakewood is that you became a pre-resident member, and you could play golf after 3 o'clock, and you could play in tournaments and so forth. And I said, that's for me. So Dick Smith and Don Burney's father sponsored me. So that's why I am a member of Lakewood Country Club. And I'll never forget, you said that you interviewed Bud Stewart. Well, in those years, you had to pass muster to be able to join Lakewood Country Club. So one day, the doorbell rang, and there was Bud Stewart. And he was coming to interview me to see whether I was okay to be a member. So we sat down, and boy, he was tough, I'll tell you. He didn't mince any words. And it's a little different today, because in those days, it took more than just the money. You had to really pass the membership committee. So that was wonderful, and Bud's been a good friend for many, many years. Anyway, as Vic said, I was honored to be elected president here at Lakewood Country Club, which was wonderful. Vic was on the board at that time with me. We did a lot of nice things. As a matter of fact, one of the things we did is to build this room during my presidency, and then Vic had the job of overseeing the construction, if I remember correctly.
And that was 1982, Warren?
82, yeah. So this has been here a long time. I'm sorry this room isn't used more than it is, because it's a beautiful room and the best view in the club. But as John Packle said to you, we've all made wonderful friends here at Lakewood, and we now enjoy a group that Vic and Jan Ermel put together called the Southern Group, which is a group of a bunch of us that live in Florida during the wintertime. And we get together once a month for a little golf and a little libation and dinner, and it's great. I don't know, how many do we have there, Vic? Like
No, we have
12 or 16 couples or so, and it's really great. Also, some of the memories I have of Lakewood Country Club, my oldest son was married here, had his reception here, and my daughter had her reception here at Lakewood. And I was married here to my wife, Kathy, and we had our reception here. And for all 3 of those, Bernie Hairston was took care of us. And he was just wonderful. And you know, Bernie is, I always kid Bernie because he just had his 80th birthday, and he's younger than I am by a few months, so I call him kid. You know? Anyway, those are wonderful memories, and the people here are just great. As John Packle said, it's the people that make the club. And over the years, I've made so many wonderful friends. And what is really nice is that we spend 8 months of the year in Florida, and we come back here for the summer, and we leave wonderful friends in Florida and come back to wonderful friends here at Lakewood Country Club. So we've really got the best of both worlds. We now live in Boynton Beach, Florida, which is just south of Palm Beach on the East Coast. We're one of the few Clevelanders that live on the East Coast. Most of them live on the West Coast of Florida, if they go to Florida. But we live in a place called Quail Ridge Country Club. We have 800 members. I was honored to be president of that club as well. Served as green chairman and chairman of the House Committee and other committees, so I've had a long tenure there, and it's very enjoyable, and it's really our home, but we will always come back to Cleveland and Lakewood Country Club because we have so many wonderful memories here. Excuse me. So we are getting ready to go back down to Florida in about 2 or 3 weeks after my pacemaker settles in and my eye problems are taken care of. We're going back down there and really looking forward to that. As I said, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to talk to the two of you and talk about the Lakewood Country Club, which means so much to so many of us. The old timers are starting to dwindle a little bit. It's funny because at one time, you know, when you're president of the club, you know most of the people that are members. And now it's awfully tough to recognize people here because there are so many new members, which is great because that's what keeps the club going. But we still have some of the old timers who meet down at the round table in the pub and enjoy telling stories. And a bunch of us meet at Maley's for lunch every Monday, which is really nice. We have an opportunity to do that. So anyway, I retired from my job in 1992. My company was bought out by a group of English people called Thorn EMI, and that was not a very good experience. So I retired at an early age. I was 62 when I retired, and I wish I could have worked longer, but circumstances were such that didn't make any sense. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's time to get out, which is what I did. And I don't regret it. I've had a wonderful life. As I said, I've had 3 wonderful wives. Enjoyed these 2 great clubs, Lakewood Country Club and Quail Ridge Country Club, and play golf with my friends. And there's not much in life that's better than that.
Amen.
So that's about all I've got to say. I hope that this goes down in the archives and people will remember this in 2021, the 100th anniversary of this club. I can't believe that it's going to be 100 years old. There are not a lot of clubs that are going to be 100 years old. It's quite an honor for Lakewood Country Club and A.W. Tillinghast.
Did you know this was a Tillinghast course when you joined? And when did you find out this was a Tillinghast